Have you ever opened your phone, saw someone your age buying a house, getting promoted, getting engaged, and felt a small sting in your chest? That whisper, I'm behind. Everyone is passing me. Why not me? You close the app, but the feeling stays, like a low tremor under your day. It's not just envy, it's something deeper, a fear that your life is not adding up, and it makes your breath tighten just a little, like the future is shrinking around you. If that's you, breathe. You are not broken. You are human, and Viktor Frankl, who faced the darkest conditions a human can face, would tell you something simple and surprising. Comparison is a symptom. It's the smoke. The fire is a question. What is the meaning of my life now? Not someday, not compared to them, now. Frankl called it the will to meaning, not the will to pleasure, or even the will to achievement. Meaning, when your life loses its feel of meaning, a vacuum forms. He called it an existential vacuum, and that vacuum pulls in anything nearby: numbers, likes, salaries, timelines. Suddenly your worth is measured on a scoreboard that isn't yours. You start outsourcing your soul to the feed. So let's pull it back. Let's slow down. There is a quiet courage in this. Frankl believed you always have a freedom no one can take. The freedom to choose your attitude, here and now, toward the circumstances you cannot change. That freedom is not abstract. It is a practical steering wheel. And it can turn this feeling, this weight of being behind, into a compass for meaning. First, let's name the trap. Comparison shrinks your life to a tinch screen. It slices you into metrics and milestones. The mind starts asking, how fast am I climbing? Whose life looks better? But meaning asks different questions. Meaning asks, what is life asking of me today? Who needs me? What can I give? Where can I grow? That shift from what do I get to what am I called to can sound small. In practice, it moves mountains. Frankl described 3 paths to meaning. The first is creative, creating a work, offering a contribution, bringing something into the world that wasn't there before. The second is experiential, encountering goodness, truth, beauty, love, nature, art, a conversation that opens the heart. The third is attitudinal, when suffering is unavoidable, choosing a courageous stance toward it, turning pain into testimony. These are the roads out of the vacuum. Notice, none of them require a trophy case. None ask you to be first. They ask you to be faithful. So, how does this help when you feel behind? Start with honesty. The ache you feel when you see a friend's highlight is not a verdict, it's a signal. It points to an unlived value. If their new job stings, maybe your value for growth is underfed. If their relationship photo hurts, maybe your value for connection is starved. If their home tour clips your heart, maybe your value for stability wants a voice. Values aren't jealous, they are directional. They don't say, be them. They say, walk this way. Tonight, try this. When the pang hits, name it. I feel behind because I value _. Fill it in: growth, love, contribution, learning, beauty, adventure, faith, community. Then ask Frankl's question: what is life asking of me right now in this value? Make it small, make it doable, make it yours. Because here's the secret. The antidote to comparison is commitment, not a 5-year plan. A concrete, personal, meaningful act today. 10 minutes toward a project that makes you come alive. A text that repairs a relationship. A walk without your phone, where you really see the sky. A page written, a chord practiced, a volunteer shift booked. Comparison paralyzes. Commitment unfreezes. Let's ground this in Frankl's 3 paths with clear practices. Creative path. Choose one tiny creation you will deliver by dusk. Not perfect, delivered. A paragraph of your story. A sketch. A voice memo with a melody. Fixing the loose hinge. Cooking a simple meal for someone else with care. Creation is how you tell the void, I can bring something true into the world, and you can. Don't wait to feel worthy. Create to feel worthy. Experiential path. Schedule or does not arrive on command. It prefers invite. Put it in your calendar. Sunrise on Thursday. Call your grandmother at 6. No multitasking. Visit one free museum. Watch the way light pools under trees after rain. Savor one song with closed eyes. You might say, this won't get me a promotion. Frankl would say, it will get you a life. Experience gives your soul oxygen. Then ambition is less about proving yourself, more about offering yourself. Attitudinal path. Some pains we cannot change today. A diagnosis, a loss, a financial weight, a season of singleness, a stretch of rejection. Frankl teaches that in these moments, a person still retains the freedom to choose the meaning of their response. This is not denial, it is defiance, the defiant power of the human spirit. Ask, what story will I tell about how I carried this? Then carry it a little more nobly than yesterday. Even a degree of courage changes the texture of a day. Now, let's talk about the scoreboard. Comparison is horizontal, eyes left and right. Meaning is vertical, eyes to the horizon above your life, aligned with your values below. When you live vertically, today measures itself by faithfulness, not by speed. Did I move toward what matters? Did I love with attention? Did I create with integrity? Did I stand upright in what hurts? The day can be modest and still be a triumph. There's a second mental move Frankl used, especially for anxious loops. Paradoxical intention. When fear pressures you, you sometimes loosen its grip by playfully exaggerating it. How does that help here? When the mind insists, you must catch up now, humor it. Say softly, all right, tonight I will become the world champion of catching up, and I will win the gold medal by turning off my phone and doing one meaningful thing slowly. Smile at the absurdity. Pressure loses some teeth when you laugh, then act with gentle focus. Another tool. Stop staring at yourself like a specimen. Turn attention outward, toward a task, a person, a value. If you spend an hour giving full presence to someone who needs to be heard, notice how your self-critique quiets. The less you watch yourself, the freer you become to be yourself. You might be asking, but what about progress? What about goals? Frankl did not argue against progress. He argued against emptiness disguised as progress. Set goals but tie them to meaning, not comparison. A goal to beat them keeps you anxious. A goal to serve this value keeps you steady. Ask of every goal, who does this help? What does this express? If it only grows your ego, it will never fill your heart. There's a story Frankl told about a man crushed by loss. Nothing could reverse it. Frankl didn't trivialize his pain. He asked a question. If you had gone first, who would be carrying this pain? The man understood. His suffering bore witness to his love. It was, in a quiet and very real way, a service. Attitude gave even grief a meaning, not by denying it, but by dignifying it. In the same way, carrying the ache of waiting for work to click. For love to arrive can become an offering when you carry it with grace. Your pace is not your worth. Pause with me here. If any part of this is landing, tell me in the comments, which value is your ache pointing to? I want to hear your word, growth, love, contribution, beauty, so we can build a vocabulary of meaning together. And if you want more calm, practical Frankl wisdom each week, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Let's return to the day in front of you. Imagine it as a room you can shape. You can add two things to this room that change everything: a task that matters and a connection that matters. That's it. Choose a task aligned with your value, one that can be finished in under an hour. Choose a connection, someone you can move 1 inch closer to, even if it's a small check-in. Complete those, and your day has a spine. What about social media? I'm not going to tell you to delete everything, but be intentional. Curate a feed of creators who point you back to your values, not away from them. Set ritual borders. No checking your phone for the first 20 minutes after waking. Spend those minutes asking the Frankl question: what is life asking of me today? Write one sentence. That sentence becomes your compass. When the comparison tug appears, return to it. If your sentence says, "Today life asks me to practice patience with my team," then your mind can answer the tug with, "I'm not behind, I'm busy being faithful." Try this weekly ritual. Every Sunday night, name 3 things: 1 creation to deliver, 1 experience to savor, 1 attitude to practice. Keep them small, beautiful, honest. Creation, draft the proposal intro. Experience, walk by the river at dusk. Attitude, gratitude, when the meeting drags. You are building a life measured by meaning, not timelines. You might ask, what if I truly am late older than my peers when I start rebuilding after a setback, changing careers? Here is the most liberating truth Frankl offers. Meaning is not time-stamped. The value of your love, your courage, your contribution does not depreciate because it arrived in year 35 or 55. Your timeline is smaller than your soul. Let the soul set the tempo. Consider this. In the camps, Frankl stayed alive, in part, by holding a vision. He imagined himself, after the war, standing at a lectern, describing to students the psychology of suffering and the freedom to choose one's attitude. He was not comparing his pace to anyone else's. He was orienting to meaning. That vision pulled him through. It can pull you through, too. Not because your life is as extreme as his, but because the principle scales. A picture of your meaningful future steadies the present. Close your eyes and see it. You offering what you're here to offer to someone who needs it. Let that image become more real than the feed. If you want a practical starting point, here's a 7-day reset. Frankl's Day 1. Write your 1-sentence answer to the daily question. Day 2. Deliver 1 tiny creation. Day 3. Add 1 or experience. Day 4. Practice dereflection by giving someone undivided attention for 20 minutes. Day 5. Choose an attitude toward 1 unavoidable difficulty and act accordingly. Day 6. Remove 1 comparison trigger from your day a time slot, a follow, a notification. Day 7. Rest without guilt. Let the silence refill you. Then repeat without drama. You will feel the inner room change. And when the voice returns, "I'm behind," answer it with reality. Behind what? Whose race? Life is not a queue. You are not waiting for someone to call your number. You are answering a call right now. It's quieter than the noise, but it is more yours. Before we close, let me speak to the person who feels they have waited too long, wasted too much time, broken too many promises to themselves. Shame makes meaning seem far. Frankl would disagree. He believed meaning is available in every moment to every person, because every moment contains a chance to choose. You can choose a small act of creation tonight. You can choose to experience a sliver of beauty in the sky. You can choose an attitude that honors the fact that you are still here, and that is not nothing. The door is always open by one hinge. Your next choice. One last image. Imagine walking into a museum of your life. In one room, the plaques read, beat them, outpaced them, proved it, impressive, loud. But the other room, the deeper one, has simple placards, made soup for a friend on a hard day. Finished chapter 3, even when the voice said stop. Sat with dad in silence. Held my head high after rejection. Chose courage over speed. Which room do you want to fill? Which one will matter when the feed is gone? You are not behind. You are on a different road. If you live by meaning, no road is wasted. There are people at the end of your road who need you, exactly you, with your mixture of gifts and scars. Walk toward them. Write the sentence. Do the small act. Let all breathe through a crack in your day. And when comparison whispers, say back, kindly, not today. I am busy answering life,